All right, let's go through some numbers. Virus numbers are looking strong. My fingers are crossed. We won't know for a while about what happened with Labor Day. And we're always in danger of losing the spot we're in. But for right now, the community's doing a really good job of lowering the infectivity, gives us the best chance to be able to hold open schools. New admissions is where we start, down at 14. That number has been fairly constant here for the last several days. Look at that chart in the middle. On the right side of that chart, you can see how it's leveled off. The average, 7-day running average, is 18. Boy, I tell you, at one point we were over 100 with that number. 86 new cases today. That is above our 7-day moving average. It makes me a little bit nervous. We're going to continue to watch those numbers. With the numbers we have right now, with it going down to 14, the measure for positivity in our city is at 4.6. That's the number in the bottom left-hand corner. That's below 5. So we're trying to get to. It's the first time we've gone below 5 in a long time. Not the entire community with us at 5, especially the Latino community, although that continues to drop. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Let's go ahead to the second dashboard, Janine. When we add the 86 new cases, that gets us up to the total you see in the left-hand corner of 27,124. Number of people that have passed away, 399. That's an increase of 4. So 4 families today mourning the loss of a family member. Number of people in our hospitals tonight, 122. The 7-day moving average we saw on the last dashboard, 126. The ICU population tonight is 42, 7-day running average 44. So we're below the 7-day average again. And the ventilators at 26, below the 7-day moving average of 28. So those factors come down. That's what we would expect to see. Those are trailing indicators, 3 or 4 weeks behind the new case number, the hospitalizations, ICUs, and ventilators. If you look in the middle of that chart, that dashboard, there's a graph. You really can't tell. That shows you the hospitalizations by race and ethnicity. The reason I point this out to you is because that chart shows us that we've been dropping hospitalizations, the percent share of hospitalizations among the Latino community. That's a good number for us to see that it is dropping. And we have a detail of that you can see right here. That number off to the right is down in the 40s. I think it's about 43 right now. I don't remember exactly what that number was. I think it's about 43%. Remember, the Hispanic Latino population in our community is about 37%, give or take. So that number dropping down is a good thing. You want it to be reflective of the percent of that population in our community. That's a lot of work that's being done, both by Austin Public Health and by community care, but also by a lot of private individuals and private companies that are going out volunteering, making sure that masks are out to the community and messaging and knowledge and information about the importance of masking and social distancing. The whole community behind that effort. It's just really good to see that number at the top, which is the percent share of hospitalizations by race and ethnicity, to see that green line that it is hitting down. Let me show you another chart that came from Dr. Escott. This is percent positivity in our city. I don't know if you can make those numbers any bigger, but there you are, a little bit bigger. That number is, except I can't see the numbers now. It's week 35. It's 4.6 as the percentage. That 4.6 is the number that you saw in the bottom left-hand corner of that first dashboard. This is week 35, which is actually a week or so ago in week 35. But you can see how the positivity rate has continued to drop in our community. That means the chances when you go outside that you'll run into someone that has the virus is getting lower. It means when kids go to school, less of a chance another student will be infected, less of a chance the teachers will get the virus, the better the chance we have of schools being able to open. But we're going to take it slow and watch that. as we get to that place. Right now, a lot of people in the area are learning remotely, but in a few weeks, if we maintain these numbers, if we maintain these numbers. Right now, we have to keep doing what we're doing. It's the only way to be able to sustain schools and businesses opening. I am concerned that we're going to have a blip after Labor Day. I'm concerned that we have more bars opening up and people don't have the same inhibitions. They're not sitting down at tables, which is what I wish they were doing. They're milling about close to one another. They're queuing and lining up too close to one another. Too many people not wearing masks. It'd be great if we had that discipline to keep the numbers down. I'm concerned about a football stadium with 25,000 people in it. Those are all risks that put kind of at jeopardy being able to open up schools and sustain it and businesses. So we all have to redouble our efforts. Let's take a look at the next chart. Janine, is kind of a detail of this chart. If you pull out from that just a little bit, you can see that this is a block of 4 different graphs that have numbers that can be seen. That's good. You have 4. We'll move up here in just a second, maybe. But let's hold this. Week 35. Whoops. Go back to the one you had just a second ago. Week 35 that's it. That's good. Week 35 is the one that you saw as the last entry on the last chart. This has week 36 there as well. The week 36 numbers could still change a little bit, but you can take a look at different populations and what the positivity was in those subgroups, those racial or ethnic subgroups. You can see the white population is the purple, and you can see where we were in week 33, week 34, week 35, and week 36, staying below 5% for each of those weeks. A little bit of an increase here going from week 35 to week 36. But importantly for us, if you look at the Latino population, that's the gray line. You can see it's the tallest line in week 33, coming down in week 34, coming down in week 35. Those were the numbers we saw a second ago. And now for the first time in week 36, positivity in Latino community below 10%. We have to keep doing the work that's being done by Austin Public Health and Community Care and all the private partners that we have out in the community that are helping to continue to drive that number below 5%. The other numbers that you see, the green line, American Indian or Alaska Native, it's a higher number, but we have so few people in that category, it's hard to actually draw a scientific conclusion. And you can see in week 36, we just didn't have any positivity at all. A small group of people. And similarly, that category of Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islanders, again, we had just one of the weeks in week 34, just not enough people to do testing. So we're headed in the right direction. And the question is, can we hold on to it? Can we maintain the discipline that we need to maintain in order to keep infectivity down, even when things are going good?